Hi everybody, Jay the Fish Guy here. Today we have a tech tip for you. Air pumps. Everybody's probably used one at one point in time, usually reserved for fresh water, but with this whole new micro, nano bubbling concept gaining some traction, a lot of you may be using these currently. So they can be noisy. And what do I mean by noisy? Who wants to listen to that all day, buzzing away inside their cabinet, or God forbid, out on a little ledge next to the tank or on top of the tank? It can get downright annoying. So even with better air pumps, you can still get that vibration, that noise. This happens to be a cheaper model. This is a deep blue Sphere 2. They make claims right on the package as far as being, noise control, rubber dimple base absorbs vibration and noise, spherical housing reflects and reduces audible sound waves. Yeah, that's all well and good, but in the real world, they can still be loud. So I got a tip for you to help quiet down your air pump. Now, obviously not every air pump is designed the same, but most of them have the same concepts that you can apply and to help quiet things down. Okay, so how are we gonna fix that problem? Well, pretty simple. Get yourself a screwdriver, because more than likely you're gonna need something to take your air pump apart, whether it's a flathead or a Phillips. Again, your air pump may vary. And then some kind of noise deadening material. I like to use bonded blue filter pad. You can use the polyfill fiber, anything of similar composition. Basically, you're just trying to kill the noise. So first we're going to start by taking apart the pump. This one's pretty simple. You just got this little pad on the bottom, this rubber feet, and it's got 4 screws. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so here we have the internals of the air pump. Hopefully you guys can sort of see that. First thing you want to do is to go through and actually check that any of the mounting screws, this one only seems to have one right here, any of the mounting screws for like the diaphragm or the motor itself are secure and tight, because believe it or not, that can be a lot of the source of the noise all by itself, just in internal components being loose, because let's face it, they're making these things as quick as humanly possible, as cheap as humanly possible, and tightening all the screws isn't exactly a high priority. So let's start by checking that out. Okay, it looks like it just had the one, and everything else feels pretty tight. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is pack the open areas around, not to get into the way of this piece here on the diaphragm, because that's what actually makes it pump. So we want to avoid that, but any of these other cavities around here, we can actually fill with our polyfill or filter fiber material and to help quiet things down. So let's go ahead and do that. Careful not to disrupt any of the wires or to disconnect any of the connections, because obviously if we do that, it's not going to work anymore. You can use the screwdriver to kind of push it down into place. There's one side. And the other. Almost. Okay, so as you can see, we've filled up all the cavities. The piece on the diaphragm is still able to move freely without any obstruction from the filter fiber. And this is going to make actually a huge difference in quieting everything down. I also typically, in this one, since it has just a large open cavity on top, and I've used these before, I'm going to go ahead and just put this piece up top here, kind of like that, and it fills up the top portion as well. You also have to remember not to block the screw holes, so when you're going to put it back together, the screws can go through unobstructed. So now we're going to put it back together. Okay, I need to use adhesive to put the little rubber pad back on, but you get the idea. Oh, listen to that. Just air. You get a little vibration if you touch it right to the glass table, but even then, not bad at all. That is a lot more bearable than what it was before. And in case you didn't remember from the beginning of the video, this or this. You decide. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.